friends, enemies, and comrades. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. This is Kenyan Revolutionary coming to you with another video. Today, I'll be very brief. As you can see, it's a wonderful day. It's sunny. The weather is warm. Life is peaceful so far. I can't say that all across the world because there's some troubled nations out there, like the Israel and the Gaza stuff that's happening. But I'm not here to talk about that. So let's refocus on the day's topic. I won't be here for long. I might be here for 30 minutes max or less. You never know just how it goes, okay? Anyway, before I get started, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining me right now and you're wondering what this channel is about Kenyan politics or world politics as it relates to Kenya, okay? So thank you very much for joining. The first order of business, please do not forget, the first order of business is to like the video. Go ahead and hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, share, comment, and do all that good stuff, okay? Subscribe if this is your first time and you're interested in this channel and you want to be part of it. Go ahead and subscribe, like, and put your notification on. Put the notification on. Don't forget that. Just hit that notification button, okay? All right. And if you're going to watch this on repeat, please do the same. Like, share, subscribe, and all that. Now, let's get to the topic at hand. Sorry, the sunshine is crazy. I'm loving it. I feel like I'm in Florida right now. But anyway, that's besides the point. Like I said, the topic of discussion today is a brief one. Katende, karibu sana. Go ahead. From Kampala. Nice, Katende. Please go ahead and hit the like button. That's the first order of business. Nice seeing you, Katende. Thank you so much. I'm glad you have been a great supporter of the channel. Live from Kampala. I hope you're doing well, and I hope all is well in Kampala. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, the topic of discussion today is Kenya prepare for a grand coalition government. A grand coalition government. I know most of you, when you hear those words, you might feel like it's nauseating, to say the least, just to hear the name Grand Coalition. You can slice it the way you want. You can define it the way you want. You can call it Government of National Unity, NADCO, broad-based government, all-inclusive government. All that still is a grand coalition government. Now, let me explain to you why I feel like this is going to be a grand coalition government. Reasons why I feel this is going to be that. That's what's brewing up. Okay? We had Raila Odinga after he came from Dubai, Ethiopia, okay, whatever the case is, and met with Ruto, and he gave a long speech and was basically telling us that he will be consulting, okay, he will be having consultative talks with other tribal chieftains, or in other words, other leaders from different community, okay? Karibu sana, Principal Kaur. Nice seeing you. Please hit that like button. You know the first order of business. Nice seeing you, my friend, an ardent supporter of the channel. I'm so glad to see you. First order of business is done, liked and shared. How it's all right. I like it. And you are becoming the channel's favorite here. So thank you so much. Yes. So as I was saying, the reason why I think there is a grand coalition that's going in the works, okay, is that Raila, when he was giving his speech, and I'm not saying just because it's Raila, that's why we're having this grand coalition, but yeah, part of it is because of him. But he started saying, well, when he was giving that speech after meeting Ruto and giving him a huge high five, and receiving that 30 billion or 13 billion, whatever the case is, he made it clear that he will be having a consultative meeting with leaders of other communities. I want you to note that, leaders of other communities. So he will be traveling around the world, making phone calls here and there, so that he can have these talks with other leaders, okay? Then he told us that next week he's going to have an announcement. So watch the space. That's what he said. Watch the space, okay? In his exact words. Now, there's something eerily similar to those pronouncements. Mr. Gachagua later on that day also was having an interview with KTN or whatever the case is, and he echoed kind of this very sentiments, the same sentiments as Raila Odinga. In fact, Gachagua, who is normally takes an adversarial position when it comes to Raila Odinga and his politics, seems to be warming up to the idea of maybe I might lend Raila Odinga an ear if he was to reach out, and that he didn't rule out the possibility of maybe sitting down with Raila Odinga and chatting the way forward. Okay? Kutuzia uoga. Shimariam, by the way, hata kabla tujaanza kugombana, please able like the video. That's the first order of business. Please before hata useme hi, first order of business paka ifanywe like hapo mara moja. So like I said, Gachagua the same day baba anaenda kwa Munyoro, he's consulting. Again, Shimariam, I'm not saying that Baba will go to Wamunyoro. I'm not so sure. That's a possibility. That's a possibility, by the way. But I'm saying that I'm not saying that's going to happen. What I'm saying is this, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Listen keenly to what these people say. They don't do a good job hiding their motives. You can always tell, okay? But, like I said, Gachagua had his interview right after Raila Odinga had his press conference after meeting Ruto. And he said that it is not out of the realm of possibilities that he might, sit down with Raila Odinga if need be, okay? Something that's very peculiar given the fact that Gachagua has always fashioned himself as someone who knows how to deal with Raila Odinga. Remember when he was in the State House and he was telling him, make Mtego and all this and all that crap, okay? Remember that? So now, all of a sudden, two things that are very, 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 very similar. He's speaking the same language as Raila. Consultative meeting with other tribal chieftains. And again, he's talking about he will announce his party in March. Or is it not March? Is it March? May, okay? One of the above. A few coming months, he will tell us the way forward. He will not tell us the way forward, but he will announce his new political party. So, take a note of that. Gachagua and Raila are doing the same thing. What are they doing? Having consultative meetings with other tribal chieftains, okay? See the commonality there? Okay. Guess who else is also on the same, having the same kind of spirit, saying the same thing? Our friend, our lovely friend, the insufferable Martha Karua. She came out yesterday with a new party. I don't know, People's Liberation something. I don't know what it is. The color of the party, the party colors is purple of all colors, okay? Purple. Anyway, that's besides the point. Martha Karua came out with her new party. It's not really new, it's a rebranded party, okay? It's the same party, but it just rebranded itself with new party colors. And you heard Martha Karua also say that she is, even the interview the day before yesterday, she mentioned that she doesn't mind working with whoever is going to run for president in 2027. Did you hear that? Martha Karua said she does not mind working with whoever is going to run in 2027. Okay? Now, I want you to ask yourself this. what is the importance of these so-called politicians? What is the importance of this whole idea of starting your own political party and trying to connect, okay, link up, okay, with other party members? Because let's see. Let me just bring it back so you can get it real quick. We all know this. These briefcase parties, political parties that you see, whether it's ODM, Jubilee, whatever, name it. These are basically tribal vehicles that try to advance the interests of a particular community. Okay? They try. I say they try. I'm not saying they're doing it. They're trying to present themselves as a representative of a certain particular community. If you talk about ODM, the first thing that comes to my mind is Luo Nyanza, because it's dominated by Luo Nyanza. If you talk about Jubilee, you're talking about the central Kenya, because it's dominated by Kikuyus and the Gema community. If you're talking about Wiper, we associate it with what? The Kambas, because it is dominated by the Kamba people, okay? When you talk about, name it, all right? Ford Kenya, or what's that? Yeah, you associate it with the people of the Western Kenya, lawyers, okay? So you see that all these briefcase political parties essentially are vehicles for certain communities. They tend to echo or position themselves, okay, brand themselves as a parochial political outfit, okay? That's what basically it is. So that's why I ask these questions. This is why I pose this question to you, and I want you to think critically. It's not science here. It's not rocket science here. It's very simple. Why do you think it is important for these political figures, okay, these same Moi orphans, to rebrand themselves with all these useless tribal outfits, the briefcase political parties? Why is it important for them to do so? And why is it important for them to claim to be having consultative meetings with other tribal chieftains? Wamunyoro wants to link up with Karua. Karua wants to link up with Wamalwa. Wamalwa with Matiangi. Matiangi with I don't know who. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? The reason they do that, okay, is because when come 2027, listen to me very carefully, come 2027, or when approaching 2027, before or after, pre or post elections, there shall be coalition arrangement. There shall be what? Coalition arrangement. People entering into government, and power shall be apportioned to each political parties that are within these coalitions, okay? Based on the strength of the party and their party members. Wacha niwache kizungu. Am I speaking too much? Let me just break it down. Martha Karua finds it vital, important, necessary to form a political party, or rather rebrand NAK Kenya into, I don't know, Liberation Party, whatever, of Kenya. Why? Because when pre or post elections in 2027, there shall be negotiations about coalition arrangement. But you know, you cannot enter into a coalition by yourself, just like as Martha Karua or as Matiangi or as Gachagua, because the coalition partners will be asking, what are you bringing to the table? Where's your party? Who's your party? Where's your followings coming from? Okay? So by creating this briefcase political parties, these tribal vehicles, okay, associations, okay? This is a negotiation tactic. It gives you leverage when you are sitting at the table to form a coalition, a political coalition, because you can, let's say, if you sit down with Azimio, I'm just giving this an example. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but I'm just saying, if you're going to sit with Azimio, okay, say, I want to join Azimio, the people of Azimio, Kenya, whatever, Azimio La Umoja will be asking you, okay, you want to join Azimio? Oh, something is wrong. Sorry, guys. They'll be asking you, you want to join Azimio. What are you bringing to the Azimio? Who are you with? Who is your constituency? Who is following you? Who are your voters? Who are your members? Do you have a party? Who are you? So you can't just come by yourself. You can't just present yourself as an individual and say, oh, I'm Martha Karua. I was an aspirant for, I don't know, Mathare gubernatorial seat. I want to be part of the Azimio coalition. It does not work that way. You have to have a party, because this coalition is a coalition of political parties. These coalitions are nothing more than tribal chieftains with the constituency they represent, or they seem to represent, coming together to share political seats. You understand what I'm saying? That is why Martha Karua, Gachagua, and the rest of them, everyone is having these consultative meetings with other tribal chieftains to do what? To prepare for a pre or post 2027 elections political coalition arrangement. Do you see where I'm going with this now that I'm talking about this grand coalition that's coming? All right. Here's what's going to happen. Now, there's something else I want to bring to your attention. Let me just take a sip of water, because there's two variables that we have to address and has never been addressed. Everyone is pushing forward. Everyone is a revolutionary. Everyone wants a revolution, but we are still talking about the same old Moi orphans that are ruling us. We can't rely on them. But let me get to this point. Hold on. Like that. We can like Apple. Oh, that water feels so good. All right. There's something I want to mention. Let me mention something very quickly, because I won't stay long. Sitawakalisha sana. I just want to help you understand what's happening today. Like I said, I'm your political dietitian. I'm going to give you the nutrients that you need to understand what is going on. In review, just quickly to bring you up to speed what I've talked about. Raila Odinga is talking about consulting with other political parties, which are basically tribal chieftains. Gachagua is doing the same and has already announced that he will announce his new political party outfit. That's a Mulema outfit, okay? In May, right? Martha Karua has already taken a step and rebranded herself, wearing purple and calling her NAK party the People's Liberation Party of Kenya, or something like that, okay? So what I'm trying to say is this: all these political players, these Moi orphans, these political elites are rebranding themselves, basically creating political parties in contemplation. They're contemplating. They know in the near future, post or pre-2027 elections, there shall be political party coalition. Okay? And these coalitions, like I say, these coalitions, their main aim is to do what? To issue out, or to sit down and divide how they're going to, what position they're going to hold in the next government, win or lose. I always say they're always trying to give us a binary choice: the Wamunyora side and the Kasongo side. Okay? The same thing they did in 2022, where they told us Kieleweke versus Kieleweke versus what? Versus Tanga Tanga. Okay? So 2027, they're doing the same thing, but they're giving it different names. Kasongo faction versus Wanyoro faction, okay? But the coalition's already, they're doing the same thing, okay? Now, I've often told you that, listen, Kenya, the only way we can take out Kasongo is through a popular revolution in Kenya. A popular revolution in Kenya, right? I told you that, right? And this has to have to do with the reliance, total reliance by the Gen Z, okay? Gen Zote. We rely on Gen Z to take out Kasongo. But there's a question that I ask, and I will let you guys search for my last, the old video that I make a few months ago, and I ask, okay? I asked this question. Who was really behind, Green Karibu Sana, who was behind the Gen Z movement? I was in another platform and I asked this question. Who was really behind the Gen Z movement? Why did it stop? Why are they not going to the Mandamano like they did? I know people are saying Raila Odinga stopped it. If Raila stopped it, that means that Raila Odinga had much influence on it. No, let's talk. Here's the thing. If Gen Z claimed that Raila stopped it, yes, he betrayed the movement because he claimed he was supporting the movement, okay? But then he went and shook hands with Kasongo, right? That's why he betrayed the Gen Z movement. But I'm saying this. Who was behind the Gen Z movement? As organic as we'd like to say it was, who are the powers behind it? And should Raila, only one person who has joined the government, okay? One person with his whatever, ODM and whatever, Azimio, whatever. Is that enough to stop a popular organic revolutionary movement? Should it be enough? In my own assessment, in my own view, I think Gen Z, while it was largely organic, okay, it was being driven and influenced by part of the political elites. I'll repeat what I just said. While the Gen Z movement of Kenya was largely, by and large, organic, I think it was greatly influenced, controlled, managed by part of the political elites of Kenya. I'll say it one last time. The Gen Z movement of Kenya was largely organic, but was influenced, financed, controlled, managed by some faction of the Kenyan political elites. I'll leave it there. Okay? So what I'm saying is this. Personally, I do not see any signs of a revolution. If there's something cooking, maybe there might be possibility. There might be a possibility. But as I see it, I see that we shall reach 2027. There shall be drama leading up to it. Ruto shall win. And there will be post-election violence. Something similar to what we saw in 2017. And after that nonsense, we shall have a grand coalition government. We are going to have a grand coalition government, like it or not. You see these pastors that they are talking about, oh, Ruto needs to do this, Ruto's Unini. These are the very pastors that will get to the national television, mainstream media, and say Ruto needs to sit down with Raila, or Ruto needs to sit down with Wamunyoro, Ruto needs to sit down with, I don't know, whoever it is, Matiangi, so that we can have peace. Yes. watu hawatakubaliwa kuibiwa kura. Yes, kura inaenda kuibiwa. It is so obvious. Hii kura inaenda kuibiwa. Na as soon as they know it. That's why wanataka kugeuza hizo laws surrounding election whatever. Understand? But as soon as Ruto is re-elected as the president of Kenya, okay, there shall be chaos in Kenya. There shall be chaos, and you know the drill. After the chaos, the pastors watasema ati watu wakuja pamoja tukae chini, Kenya inchi yangu, and they will sit down and kumbaya, and they will have a government of national unity. That is going to happen. If we, the people of Kenya, do not stand up and stop 2027 from happening by removing Ruto through a popular revolution. I've been saying it. But to me, I don't see that happening because the very Gen Zs, you know, go look at my video that I made, the live that I had. And I like what somebody said. I think it was WS Banker or Gypsy Corner or Chief Negus. One of them. They say something on the chat that I really I didn't think about it till I reread it the other day when I was watching that video. They said this: there's no revolution, a popular revolution does not take place through mandamano ya Tuesdays and Thursdays, or mandamano ya Wednesdays every Thursdays na Tuesday, ama Mondays and Thursdays ni mandamano. That's not a revolution, popular revolutionary movement. Nasikia huna rafiki jeshi unaweza kuambia watoke huko Bakabara kwa Kombwecha. Sijui mtu jeshi. Hebu mtu aniambie kama uko na ndugu yako huko kwa jeshi, hebu niambie niongee na yeye. Like the video, guys. You hear what I say? In the middle of that video, that one, go check one of my old videos when I was talking about who is really behind the Gen Zs. I questioned that. Who is behind the Gen Zs? And like I say, one of the guys, I don't know if it's the Gypsy Corner or WS Banker or Chief Negus. Yeah. They say that in popular revolutions, hakuna maandamano ya every Monday and Thursdays. Ama Wednesdays and Fridays. Ama Tuesdays and Saturdays. Ama Wednesdays and Sundays. Popular revolution watu wanajitokeza na ni kila siku until the president leaves. That's why I started questioning hii Gen Z movement. It seemed like it was managed. It was like it was managed. It was being managed. And if it was being managed, that suggests to me that some faction of it was being influenced by the political elites to accomplish a certain goal. Mnaelewa? Aya, 25 June was huge mistake. Yes, you're right. Returning home, and guess wakina Hanifa walikuwa wanatuambia turudi nyumbani. And that's when after we started going, kwa sababu watu walikuwa wanasema wanataka kwenda State House. And that's when wakina Hanifa wakasema msiende State House, sijui mtauliwa. And the same night is when watu wakauliwa Githurai and some other neighborhoods. Nakumbuka. The reason why I'm talking about this Gen Z movement is because this is what we are talking about as an alternative to the binary choice that we are presented with the Gachaguas and the Kasongos and Railas and Karuas and all this useless political class. Because the Gen Z way is how we want to take it. But before we even take that Gen Z route, we have to interrogate the question, who is really the force behind Gen Z? How organic was it? What percentage of the organic part of this movement was it. Because obviously, it was being managed. Because you cannot sit here and tell me that Raila Odinga goes, shakes hands with Ruto, and Gen Z is dead. Which means maybe Raila Odinga had a great influence on the Gen Z movement. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying Raila was behind it, but he could have been. I always bring you back to that Jimmy Wanjigi interview in Lynn Ngugi's YouTube channel, where he said, hey, he basically said essentially, I was behind, funding of the Gen Z movement. Mpuru, George Mpuru or something, who is a close ally of Wamunyoro, Gachagua. They were somewhere in Central Province, and he stood up and say, hawajui lakini sisi ndio tulikuwa watu ambao tuko nyuma ya hii Gen Z movement. You see what I'm saying? And I have the video clips. I have the video clips on previous channels. So go to my old channel videos and please watch them. Anything regarding Gen Z. And that's why I'm telling you, I don't think the Kenyan people are there yet. As we've discussed here with this great panelist that come here, Nani, anaitwaje? Wangira has said, we haven't reached that point where there's a spark. Kila mtu afike ile boiling point where you are ready to go out and in. We always wait for elections ambao when the results ikitokea na mtu ameiba, hapo ndio sasa tuko na hasira na tunatoka tunafanya vitu tunafanya. And unfortunately that usually means violence. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say in not so many words, I know it's been 32 minutes, I was trying to keep it short. I'm saying this. Unfortunately, as far as I can see it, we are probably going to head into this 2027 elections that is already rigged. I mean, from the IEBC to the machines, to the ballot papers, and to the whoever, the judges. That's why Koome anataka kutolewa. And once this happens, we shall have the same trend. Vita, alafu we shall have this grand coalition government in the name of peace. Because watatuambia, it is better off we have this grand coalition government or tutakuwa na hii vita ya post-election violence. That's how they were, unakumbuka 2017? 2017 walianza kutuambia ati you know what? Raila and Uhuru shaking hands has averted civil war. Afadhali washikane mkono na tukue na amani. As if wanafikiria ati Raila na Uhuru wakishi hao ndio pekee yao ndio wanaweza kuleta amani Kenya. The same thing they're telling us about NADCO. Ati nani Uhuru ati Ruto na Raila ndio mpaka washikane mkono ndio sasa tukue na amani Kenya. Those are the two people who can only bring us peace. You see what I'm saying? Ndio maana, as much as I support the Gen Z movement, I do not think the movement, it has been dismantled. I think that it has been dismantled to a point where there might be some couple of maandamano here and there, but they will not stop this whole 2027 elections from happening. So it will be upon the people of Kenya, after the election results are announced in 2027. Similar to what happened in 2007, watu watajitokeza, watakuwa wamechoka na vita vya ukabila itaanza. Vita vya ukabila. And after that, they'll come and tell us that in order for us to have peace, in order for us to avert all these atrocities, atavistic nature of dealing with these post-election results, we have to let these mabwenyenye to sit down and agree and have a government of national unity, or NADCO, or broad-based government, or whatever you want to call it, BBI. That is what they are planning on. All of them. It's not only Raila. That's why they're speaking the same language. Martha Karua ndio huyo ametengeneza, amerebrand nio yake in order to have a negotiating whatever to bring to the table. Gachagua naye ataanza kwenda kuleta ile chama chake cha Mrima. Raila ndio huyo pia anafanya the same thing. Martha and Gachagua and Matiang'i is saying, even Kalonzo say the same thing. So they're all doing the same thing. That's why I won't even be surprised if Wamunyoro washikane na Raila ati waanze kufanya kazi pamoja. Because at the end of the day, these guys shall sit on the same table and they are preparing you. That's why Gen Z imededi. Hakuna Gen Z, hakuna mambo ya kuninio. Hakuna mambo ya, kuna mtu anasema mambo ya Gen Z? When was the last time you heard about Gen Z? No one is talking about going to the streets and taking out Kasongo. No one. Ndio maana mimi, I don't buy into that argument ati Raila stopped the Gen Z movement. He did not. How can one person stop an organic popular revolution? That means that he had a part in it. He knew who was behind it. He had great influence in it, enough to stop the movement. No. Because hata kama Raila angekuwa ameshikana na Ruto, if we had the thing was 100% organic and it's a popular revolution, people's movement, Raila joining hands with Ruto or trying to save Ruto by putting his Mbadi and all these nonsensical people could have not stopped the Gen Z movement from totally revolutionizing the Kenyan government by removing Ruto, removing the parliament, removing the executive. Raila could have not stopped it. Tungemwosha na yeye. Hiyo tsunami ingemwosha yeye na Ruto na watu wote. I ain't get stopped. So let's not say that Raila stopped the Gen Z movement. I don't think he stopped it. I think the Gen Z movement was being managed, controlled. Wengi wao walikuwa natokea na nia nzuri ya kushinda Kasongo, but the most influential members in that Gen Z movement were people who are already compromised, working for the political elites. Niliona nani anaomba pesa, Morara anatuambia he need money to help us. I mean, Morara at this point is something else. But anyway, guys, it's 38 minutes. I don't want to stay. I just wanted to mention that. Just note of the similar activities that these political elites are doing. I gave you the examples of 3 people: Martha Karua, Raila, and Gachagua. They're doing the same thing. When I say they're speaking the same language, and the language is consulting other tribal chieftains, then forming a political party, because having a political party will help you. It will be the currency you need to use while negotiating for a position within the coalition. Nanisikia? Your political, this briefcase, political party, ndio kitu naenda kutumia kunegotiate a position within the coalition when that time comes. Ndio maana unaona their first step is to do what? They form a political party. Then wanatembea wanasema let me consult, wacha niangalie na Kalonzo temperature yake ni namna gani, nani Matiang'i temperature yake gani. Because at the end of the day, all these people know they will get to a coalition, what sit on the same table. Now pange. They'll never let the Kenyan population, people, decide on how to rule themselves or to overhaul the system. See what I'm saying? They'll never let that. They have to keep that power within this Kenyan political elites club, club yao hii Moi orphans. It's within that. They don't want that power to get out of. Unasikia? That's why you see Raila is doing the same thing, Matiang'i is doing the same thing, Kalonzo is doing the same thing, Martha Karua is doing the same thing, Gachagua is doing the same thing. Hii mambo ya Gachagua kutoka hapa na kutuambia ati sijui kuna sijui nini hapa sijui nini. This is a bunch of nothings. He's not telling us anything new because it's part of it. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, and comrades, I'll stop here. My name is Kenya Revolutionary. Please, if you're going to watch this on repeat, like the video, share, like, subscribe, and do all the good stuff. Thank you for watching. Shima Riam, Shukran, Katende, Shukran, everybody else, Mr. Green, thank you so much. I'll keep bringing you another video. Maybe I might come in live again in a few hours. Shukran, tafadhali, to Onane Badai. Thanks, peace, and blessings. I'm out.